Well, good morning. It's Wednesday morning here, and it's a beautiful day, a beautiful sunny day. Just taking some time with myself to go for a walk and take in the weather while I prepare to face this new day. And looking at this new day, it's interesting how when we look at life, sometimes we have to look at life as being an apprentice. And the reason why it's important for us to know this is that most people in the world today, they have no sense of direction, they have no sense of purpose, they have no sense of ambition, drive, they have no real understanding of their existence or their significance. And the truth is that we are all authors of our own story. And our own story is going to be a reflection on how we choose to see our life and how we choose to impact others. In addition to that, how we choose to maximize our God-given potential, or if you will, our skills and talents to make the world a better place. Now, some people out there have asked me, what is it that, you've done to really help you understand this? And to be honest with you, my life going through all of this it's been an ongoing thing for me. A great example of this might be the essence of starting a book and writing a book in 2009 and getting it published and going through that process. Now, it's a great achievement in itself that I hear from others, just getting the book done. But the process of going through it is very interesting because it really brings out the best out of a person. Now, take for example, you have someone here who was told that they weren't good at English in high school. They weren't going to make it out in the world. They were probably going to become some kind of general labor professional, working a 9-to-5 or shift work, and just doing the bare minimum because that's all I was qualified for. And hence, the opportunity to write a book came from a discussion that I had with someone where they had said, you have all these great things to say to people. Why don't you just put it in a book? And I thought about it, and the only thing that I could think about were those negative experiences and reference points that I had in my mind and in my thoughts related to the teachers, the guidance counselors, and all the things that led up to this point. And it was about 3 a.m. when I decided to start my first book called Yesterday's History, Tomorrow's a Mystery: 7 Stepping Stones to Discovering the Champion in You. And when I wrote that book, it started at 3 a.m. It was something where I sat down with a pad of paper and I started just writing out things in point form. And when I started writing it out in point form, I started to add some good habits to each day, where I'd spend an hour writing, just writing some things related to the book, the ideas, the concepts, the way of just how I would like the book to be structured. And over a 1.5 year period where I met with an editor, she and I sat down for about 6 months in the process to go through with a fine-tooth comb to really develop the book into what it is now today. And when you go through a process like that, you realize how important it is to have a dream and to know that you're going to go through struggles that are not just related to the here and now, but are related to the past, the reference points of negative thinking or negative thoughts or negative comments or negative criticism. You will have that programmed in you, but you'll have to reprogram yourself as you're working towards something that you're trying to prove, not just to yourself, but to the doubters, to the critics, to the negative people that are out there. And once I was able to master that and understand it and complete the book and get it published, I realized that one process is one small part of my journey that I could duplicate in other areas of my life. And to be completely honest with you, that's when I started to realize more and more and more about the idea of fear, of insecurities, of the idea of relying on what was said, not allowing myself to be defined by my definition of what I wanted, but from what others thought my idea of who I am is supposed to be. And when I was able to differentiate that and separate the two, the world became my oyster, because then anything is possible that comes to my mind that I want to try. And even if I quote unquote fail at it, or don't achieve it, it's not that I fail and I get disappointed or demoralized, but I look at it as, what is it that I learned from it, and then maybe make some adjustments to try something different from a different angle. Because it's always about being resilient, it's always about being resourceful, it's always about being dedicated to ensure that you remain consistent with good habits where you can move forward each day. And that is the process of life. So I share a little bit of my testimonial with you, not to brag or to talk about me in essence of what I accomplished, but to know that if I can go through that same process over the years and duplicate it in my day-to-day life, so can you. But it comes down to choice, and it comes down to you understanding yourself. take this opportunity to understand what's being said to you in this blog, not directed to you as an instruction, but to inspire you. And let's see what happens.